Hello and happy Friday. Just want to come today because I made a commitment to have a video every single week. So, and on Fridays, I'm committed to doing so. Now, there's only been one week where I came and I did one on a Saturday, but I still did it. It still counted as the weekend, so that is all good. So, today I would like to come to you and teach on this topic because a lot of people are not aware and they need to be made aware. I just braided my hair this morning and oh boy, I just in bigger braids. I usually go smaller, but I'm just like, yeah, forget it. But the topic is the counterfeit comes before the real thing. What people understand is that the enemy has a counterfeit for every single thing that God has, or he tries to make a counterfeit for it. And the main area I want to discuss and talk about is mates. The counterfeit could come before the real thing or in the midst of the real thing. Just like with dollar bills or money. When he'll lift it up in the air, like up to the sun, and you have the sun beam through it, you see a seal next to it, in it, within it, instilled in it, in real money. Now, counterfeits try and mimic that. But the thing about the counterfeit is going to be off. Just like a counterfeit or so-called man or woman of God can be a counterfeit. So when it comes to money, there is that embedded into the money. You see that little piece there, inside there. With counterfeit money, now I don't know how it looks. I never had a counterfeit bill. But in the counterfeit bill, it may look like it, but you may not see that seal on it. Just like a man or woman of God may look like they're the one, but you don't see that or discern or feel that stamp of approval on that person. That's what we need to really be careful about. Also, we need to be very careful in not allowing people to prophesy us into counterfeit and marriages that are not ordained by God. Because there are some people, they claim themselves to be prophets, like, oh, well, the Lord told me that you're supposed to be marrying Billy Bob over here, um, and so, and, describe them and everything else to you and everything else. Each prophetic word you should be able to take to God and still and yet get confirmation of what it is that you were told. Because if God told you that someone is your spouse, that other person is going to be made aware of as well, not just you. You two will eventually agree together or somehow are joined together to make this happen or this come to fruition. So I just want to make that very clear to you because people will tell you, oh, well, if the prophet over your church said that's who it is, and it is. No, you still take that word to God. Because sometimes people will tell you somebody's the one for you and they end up not being. That's how you find that in some men, a lot of women, and some men end up in verbally, mentally, emotionally, and physically abusive and spiritually abusive marriages. Because if somebody said that God said this and God wasn't even talking, he was not even part of the conversation. So I just want to make that clear to you. Seek God first. Test the spirit by the spirit to see if it's of God. Because there's a lot of people who are in marriages that God did not ordain to be in. They swear up down it was God, but it was not. And you have to be very careful of who you listen to and who you sit under. Because there are people who actually heard from God that they were each other's spouses, and one ran off and one stayed. That happens too. And that happens because the other person who, they're standing the faith of the Lord, they're waiting, but the other person allowed someone to get in their ear. The enemy sent somebody to get in their ear to have them doubt God. Instead of them trusting God, they doubted God and ran off. And that union or that prophetic word did not come to pass because of the other person's actions. That has happened. So with that being said, when you're praying for a mate, make sure that that mate wants what God wants. Nobody can waver him or her from his voice. And nobody can come between the two of you. Not your pastor, not your mama, your daddy, all of that. By the way, get over your mommy and daddy's issues before you actually go and pray and ask God for a husband or a wife. Get over that. Nobody ain't trying to deal with that in no relationship. Nobody ain't trying to deal with that. No man is trying to raise a woman, and no woman ain't trying to raise a man that's already of age and been raised. Nobody's not trying to deal with that. Nobody's not trying to deal with a counterfeit man or woman of God. Nobody ain't trying to have no counterfeit connections. There ain't no time for no counterfeit connections. If anything, if you're going into marriage, this is going to be an end time kingdom marriage that you are getting into. You don't need nobody holding you back with your purpose, your calling, or anything like that. You don't need anything like that going on with you. And if you date somebody, you're unsure, you can always get with a close friend, or, hey, you could be someone else of stature that can counsel y'all to make sure you're going the right way. But for whatever you do, don't marry a counterfeit. I don't care how fine she is. I don't care how fine he is. Do not marry a counterfeit. Do not marry something God didn't want you to have. I know it hurts. Some of you are in relationships where you really have to let this go, but you want to continue holding on to it. And the more you hold on to it, it's going to hurt you more all in the end because you've been given warning. And instead of taking that warning and taking heed, you decide to go ahead and do your own thing and not pay attention. And delayed obedience is disobedience, and obedience is better than sacrifice. Obedience is better than a full, long-term broken heart. And I'm just going to tell that to someone today. It is better to obey than not to obey. God don't play with his children. And it says in the word, he chastises those who he loves. So if he chastises you, he loves you. So keep that in mind. But the counterfeit comes before the real thing. Wait on God. Don't take nothing that God told you not to take. Do not do it. You will regret it if you do. I'm telling you, you will regret it. Wait on God for what it is that he has store for you. Wait on him. As humans, we impatient. But God is not a day late nor a dollar short. So wait on him. He knows you. He knows you're impatient. He knows that you can jump to conclusion with things. But wait on him. No matter what your flesh says, wait. No matter what the enemy says, wait. No matter what your doubt says, wait. Instead of doubting God, doubt your doubt. And I'm just going to close this out. But I do want to let you know I'm a certified life coach. I offer sessions mornings, afternoons, evenings, and weekends, Monday through Saturday. If you are interested in those services, you may reach out to me. I do have a reasonable rate. And if you are on a fixed income, I will adjust the price accordingly for you. But I hope you have a blessed and beautiful day. I'll be back with another video sometime next week. God bless you. And remember, God has a wonderful and perfect plan for your life, but it's not with a counterfeit. So wait on his. Wait on his woman of God. Wait on his woman of God and his man of God. Wait on the Lord. I say ye. In the word it says, wait on the Lord. Wait, wait, wait. God bless you.